Welcome to this edition of the Northern Rangers. I'm Casey Knopick, our cameraman is Jeff Hudspeth, and we're out here just outside of Gold Bar, Washington in Wallace Falls State Park. Wallace Falls State Park is over 5,000 acres of mountains, forests, and rivers. Within the park are 3 waterfalls that each have over 200 feet in drops. So we're going to head up the trail, show you what it's like in case you ever wanted to venture out here and check out this trail. So let's go. We've come across the first viewpoint, and it's of power lines. Now these power lines, they provide power to much of western Washington from the Columbia River dams. Now Jeff might tell you that I was raised under power lines, but don't believe that.
Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher.
Here's where the trail divides. This way goes the railroad grade where mountain bikes are allowed to go. Behind us is a hiker-only trail called Woody Trail. Now Woody Trail was named after late Senator Frank Woody, who was an advocate of the Youth Corp who helped build this trail. So hikers only, that's where we're going. We've come across our first obstacle of the day. This thick foliage that we have to go through. According to this plaque, trail improvements along the Wallace Falls Trail were part of an Eagle Scout project. Being an Eagle Scout myself, that's very neat to find plaques like this out here in the woods. This trail is actually in amazing condition. You can tell that numbers of volunteers, or trail advocates at least, come out and just keep it really maintained. We even came across a fish. It's a log that is a fish. We're gonna call him Frankie. This hike includes mile marker posts, as well as a ranking of easy. Told you it wasn't difficult. This is the first real incline that we've come across on this trail. So far it's been pretty much flat. One thing to remember is stay on the switchbacks when you're hiking. Don't cut across them, leave this vegetation alone, and remember, leave no trace. Milepost 1 mile, and the trail has upgraded to medium difficulty. Oh no! This is the second spot where the trail splits. We showed you the spot earlier. Now this spot you can either head back up to the railroad grade, or you can take and head down to the falls. We're headed down to the falls to check out the Wallace Falls. That's why we came here. Oh, and
Dogs allowed.
but make sure you keep them on a leash. This is the North Fork of the Wallace River. These bridges can be pretty slippery, so make sure that you take caution when you go across them. Handrails! We just crossed the bridge of the North Fork of Wallace Falls, and we're at milepost 1.5. Still with the rating of medium. We're at Lower Falls. Now Lower Falls falls 212 feet over 5 tiers. One thing about this section is that there is a covered eating area over here with picnic tables. So if it's raining or too sunny and you just want to sit down with the lovely view of the falls, you can eat your lunch right here. Let's go up to the Middle Falls. Check out this cool tree we found. It's a tree within a tree. Mile marker 2.0, still a medium grade. The main reason for this medium ranking is the incline that you have to hike up, plus obstacles like this log. we've made it to Middle Falls, which has a very large drop. And when we're talking about dropping, make sure that you stay on this side of the fence. As this sign says, falling can be deadly. We're at a viewpoint at the top of Middle Falls. It's kind of been misting or drizzling on us for most of this hike so far. And these clouds over here, if it wasn't for them, you would actually be able to see houses off in the distance. It's a great view. We're almost to the top. Let's keep going. Throughout this video, I've been talking about how maintained this trail is. Now, one of the great features about it is if you don't feel comfortable hiking up these steps on your own, there's handrails here. So you can definitely get something. They're very sturdy, and you can hang on to it to make your trek up to the falls.
Jeff found a nice little swimming hole that he wants to try out. I told him that perhaps it wasn't the best idea. Milepost 2.5 and still a rating of medium.
We've made it to the upper Wallace Falls. It falls 240 feet in 5 tiers. Now the thing with this falls is that it's not very impressive, at least not as impressive as the falls down below. And the reason for this is that you can only partially see part of it. Now the trail does continue on and you can hike off that way following the blue diamonds. So it's not really a marked trail too much, just off into the woods. And that'll lead you eventually to Wallace Lake. Now the sign there says that you make sure that you bring a flashlight and you're prepared. So if you're up here just for a day hike, stay on the marked trail. Let's head back down and we're gonna head out. Now I was just talking to you about how fast it can get dark up here in just a matter of minutes. It's about 11:40 on a Saturday afternoon. The clouds have come in, the mist is in here, it's foggy, and look at how dark it is behind me in these woods. Now that's the trail that you can take to hike to Wallace Lake. So just if you do come up here, come prepared. Make sure that you have a flashlight and people know where you are going hiking. So that way, if you don't come back at your scheduled time, they can take and come look for you. All right, well that's another successful hike for the Northern Rangers. When we started, it was kind of misting out, a little bit of drizzle, and now it's definitely raining. The trail was starting to build up some water, but it still was a great trail. You can tell that it's very maintained. We were really glad that we got an early start this morning, as on our way back we were meeting loads of people, everybody from little 3-year-olds that were hiking to old guys running up the trail. So a wide range of people use this, probably because of its proximity to Seattle, as it's not too far. Also, because the difficulty of it, the most difficult part, is only a medium grade, and it's really not bad. It's just because of the elevation gain, which isn't too steep, as well as roots and logs across the trail. So for justnorthwest.com, I'm Casey Knopick, he's Jeff Hudspeth, and we're the Northern Rangers.